Alrighty guys, that's what we got for you today. Nope. So if you're finding that you can't just still finish correctly on the oh my goodness, these hiccups on Instagram, of course, duh. Hey guys, welcome back to the Collective Movements. Today, we're gonna be learning how to do a side flip. Side flips tend to be harder than front flips to learn, but less scary than back flips. But once you understand them, they're not scary and they're really easy to do. To figure out which way you wanna do your side flip, do a cartwheel. They should be going the same direction. Now there are a few different ways to do this. There's a barrel way where you're not actually flipping over your head, only like your knees go over your head. There's a completely inverted one where your butt and your knees go completely over your head. I'm gonna be teaching you the way that I teach my students to do a side flip and the way that I personally do my side flips. We'll also be going over a few of the other common setups. So the first things first, we're gonna be doing our run and our jump. Now, a side flip can be done from either a punch takeoff or a gather step takeoff. After the takeoff comes the flip. I'm going to have one arm pretending like I'm shooting a basketball and the other arm with my elbow and my palm facing upwards. You're going to be creating a yin and yang sign with your arms to initiate your flip. So it should look a little bit like this. Once you initiate your flip, you're gonna be doing a small booty bump. Now, instead of booty bumping your friend to the side, you're gonna be trying to booty bump the sky. You're going to pull your knees into your chest, making sure you spot the landing before you jump and after you flip, doing both. Reach your feet to the floor and let go of your tuck. You do not want to just cannonball and hang onto your knees until you hit the floor. You're gonna bottom out and it's not gonna be a lot of fun. For spotting before you flip, I like to look underneath my armpit that I am flipping over, so I cartwheel to my left, so I look underneath my left armpit to where I'm going to land. After I flip, I then turn my head and spot my landing over my right shoulder. A few other common setups that people can do if you don't like the yin and yang thing that I do. You can double uppercut drive both arms and that also works. You can reach and set both arms up in the sky. The key thing with these ones is making sure that your shoulders are actively doing some work. They're not just kind of passively staying there. You're almost shrugging one side of your shoulder up, almost. Shrugging one side of your shoulder upwards to help initiate the flip with all of these. The other key thing is making sure that your belly button is staying the same direction. Let's get into some of these common mistakes. The first common mistake is people will drop their chest down before they flip to have something that you're trying to flip over. If you have a backpack that you could just set on the floor, you could set the goal really low and flip over a shadow. Try to go from one side of the shadow to the other, and then gradually make it higher and higher and higher until your chest is nice and tall doing your side flip. The second common mistake is that there's a 90-degree turn after they flip, so they're not able to continue running out of it. Now, while this isn't exactly a big one, it is a little one which can serve a purpose. If you're trying to side flip and do a backflip afterwards, that's totally cool. Do the 90-degree turn. So for this one, have a goal. If your belly button is facing a certain wall, try to finish facing that same wall with your toes and your belly button and your face, all looking at that wall. Sometimes just having a goal of where you're trying to land really makes a game changer. The third common mistake is being too rigid. When you're too rigid, what I mean by this is you're so tense doing your flip that you're not actually going through all of the motions properly. Your body knows what to do if you do the drills right. So if you are getting through the drills correctly, just relax while you're in the air and let your body do what you've been showing it how to do. When you do your side flip, there's too much tension and there's not enough tension. You want to be somewhere right in the middle. The fourth common mistake is throwing your side flip to the floor. Don't be afraid of the height. Throw your shoulders upwards for the flip and do the booty bump. If you're cutting your height by throwing your chest down to the floor and throwing your shoulders down to the floor without actually jumping upwards, you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run. Make sure you go back to the drills, setting your goal up a little bit higher, and flipping over them. That is a great way to set yourself up for success and get a nice and high side flip. The fifth common mistake is twisting your shoulders. It's called a side flip, not a side twist. And last but not least, one of the other most common mistakes is too much front flip. What I mean by this one is even though you're set sideways, you're still crunching your abs as if you're doing a sit-up and doing a front flip. You need to pay attention to how your chest and your belly button is facing and what your shoulders are doing, whether they're rounding forward or shifting and shrugging. You want more of the shrug and drop, not the round forward. So here are some of the drills that I like to use to teach my students how to do a side flip. All right, so for these drills, we're actually going to be going to the floor and we're going to be learning how to do a sideways roll to learn how to do our side flip. So I'm going to set you guys down here for a minute. I'm going to walk away and show you how to do the sideways roll. So what we're going to do here from this full squat position is we're going to roll from one shoulder, our leading shoulder, over the back of our head to our following shoulder. And we're going to try to finish in a squat position or in a seated position over there. So here's what it looks like. You can do the same drill from a seated position on the bench, and that's actually what you're going to end up needing for the next step. So let's go check out the bench. All right, so one of the things that you'll notice with the side flip progressions is that I'm trying to keep my shoulders underneath my knees. So this helps me pull my tuck in tighter and activate my abs. If you find that you're not able to finish in the same spot that you started in, just further down, it's because more than likely you're not engaging your abs and your core and keeping everything tight, making sure your knees are above your shoulders. If you're finding that you're having trouble still sitting on the bench in the same starting position, it's probably because of that. It's gonna feel like you're gonna fall on your head, but I promise you'll be okay. Good luck. All right, so from here, we're gonna get into a few of the variations, such as the step up side flip. Now, I really like step ups because they give you that little boost that you're missing. You know, it gives you a little bit of extra height. It feels like you're kind of doing it flat still, but at the same time, you get a boost and it's really nice. I love step up side flips. I did them for a long time before I went to flat ground. The double uppercut side flip. As always, guys, if you have any videos that you would like some help on, feel free to send it to our Instagram, which is @TheCollectiveMovements. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the video, and if you got any helpful tips out of it. You can also let us know what you would like to see in a future video or what you're working on.